You don't need a pattern to make this bag. Just cut 7 rectangular pieces. The dimensions are listed below this video, or go to the Madame Sew blog for the written tutorial. Fold and iron the 2 long sides inwards towards the middle, then fold the strip in half again and press. If you think your fabric isn't sturdy enough, you can add some fusible interfacing before starting to fold, iron and sew everything down. You can also use fusible hem tape, like I'm using here, and it makes ironing straps really easy. There's no pinning involved, and we sell these strips in 2 sizes in our store. Now sew along the 2 long edges. You can use an edge joining foot if you need some help stitching right on the edge. So now you have the 2 handles. Sew the 2 side pieces and the bottom piece together at the short ends, right sides facing, in the following order: side piece, bottom piece, side piece. Now finish all the edges of this long strip using an overlock stitch with your regular sewing machine and an overcast foot, or use a serger. I changed the threads to make them match the fabric. Now also finish the edges of the 2 main pieces, and now you're ready to assemble these 5 parts. Attach the handles to the main pieces. Pin both ends of one strip to the long side on the right side of the main piece, 3 inches from the edge. Raw ends matching. Do the same thing with the other handle and the other main piece, and sew over the handles at the edge of the main piece. Pin this long strip to one of the main pieces, attaching it to the 3 sides, right sides facing, and matching the corners. Sew along the 3 sides at 3/8 of an inch. Fold the seams open when you sew over them. Now pin the other main piece to the other side of the long strip, also right sides facing, and sew with a 3/8 of an inch seam allowance along the 3 sides. You now have a bag. You just need to finish the top edge. I'm basically making a double folded hem. Fold the top edge towards the inside twice, 2 folds of about 3/4 of an inch. Fold the handles along and fold them over the hem towards the outside and pin down. Stitch all around, one stitching at the edge 1/8 of an inch and a second stitching at 5/8 of an inch from the edge. I'm using the bulky seam jumper to make sewing over the handles and the thick seams easier. You can find this little nifty tool in our store. And this was the last step to make this extra large tote bag. And if you have any questions, check out the written tutorial on madamesew.com. Leave a comment or send me an email. Bye!